The weight of Nathan's words lingered long on my mind after he left. But I had more things to do instead of sitting in a corner and trying to untangle the mess my life has become. When Nathan left, I quickly got ready for office. And now here I am, sitting at my desk trying to use the paperwork to distract myself from the mess my life has become. All because of me. The sound of notification pulled me out of my thoughts, and I picked the phone from the table, frowning as I read the name of Lucas flashing on the screen, indicating a text from him. I looked at him through the glass order, raising my eyebrow at him in question. But he gestured to me to check my phone. Frowning, I opened his text. Lucas, what's going on? Me nothing. Why did you ask? His reply was instant. Lucas, terrible liar, Emily. I can see that you are disturbed. Me, it's nothing. Lucas, let me be the judge of that. Me, I really don't want to bother you. You must be busy. Lucas, yeah, very busy in texting my fake girlfriend. Lucas, in my cabin. Now me. Why me? Lucas, me. Are you seriously doing this? Ugh, I groaned to myself before standing up and making my way to his cabin. As soon as I was inside the cabin, he ordered without looking up from the mobile screen, roll the shades. Without another word, I obeyed. When I turned around to face him, he was leaning against the desk looking at me with his arms crossed over his chest. It was Emily. He cut me off. His voice dropped and my stomach flipped at the concern in his tone. Are you okay? I closed my eyes. I have already troubled him enough with my problems. Burdening him with this problem of mine was the last thing I wanted to do. But Lucas has always been a comfort place for me. A friend before a love interest. A safe space before an intimate one. And Lucas saw through my bullshit pretty easily. Too easily for my liking. Heaving a sigh. It's Nathan, I admitted. He wants to be in Mia's life. He was silent for a beat. Then, sounds reasonable. I let out a humorless, dry laugh. It's not that easy. Actually, it is that easy. He countered. He is her father, Emily. You can't simply erase him from Mia's life because you are afraid of facing him. I clenched my jaw. I am not afraid. He sighed. Emily, the fact that you became so defensive about it proves me right. What is it with you? I asked. You didn't like him a few days ago, and now you are on his side, I gritted out. He stepped closer, his fingers playing with mine lazily. My dislike towards him was solely because of my fear. The fear of losing you to him. The fear of competition. It has nothing to do with him as a person. If it is about Mia, I believe that he has every right to be in his daughter's life. Despite cheating on me, I shot back. He sighs. The cheating part is horrible. No one deserves to be cheated on or betrayed by the person they put their whole trust in. But I need you to understand that this isn't about you or Nathan. It is about Mia. I know he is right. After all, this is what I was thinking when I saw him hugging Mia. But then there are these doubts creeping in, making me uncertain of my decisions. Mia deserved to know her father, and even Nathan deserves a chance to prove himself as a good father. Forgiving him for cheating on you or not is solely your choice. Don't mix the two, Emily. Co-parenting is a thing too, you know. He suggested, his hands holding mine, drawing circular patterns at the back of my hand. I do not want to be unfair to either of them. But I do not want to face Nathan every day and be reminded of how naive and stupid I was to believe in him when he was violating my trust behind my back. The fact that he returned home without an ounce of regret on his face. That I might have never found out if I wouldn't have saw it with my own eyes. I didn't realize when my voice got heavy with emotions as moisture coated my eyes, forcing me to relive the memories of that pain and betrayal again. Lucas cupped my cheeks between his palms, tenderly, making me meet his eyes. I know that it was hard for you, Emily, and no one can understand the pain you had to go through, but you have to let it go to move on. Do not let anything hold such power over you, neither a memory nor a person. Tears rolled down my cheeks as I nodded, agreeing with him, but it wasn't easy. I know it is not easy, he said as if reading my thoughts. But you have to try. You have to see Nathan past that memory. There is so much more to him than, well, being a cheater. He said the last part in a comical way which made me chuckle. I think he will be a good father, I said to Lucas, leaning into his touch. Nathan smiled. Still won't be able to suppress me as mom, though. It made me chuckle again. And just like that with Lucas, things started feeling slightly lighter, better, and just bearable. I looked into his beautiful eyes and something melts in my heart. My gaze dropped to his lips, and without hesitating, I stretched on my toes, pressing a kiss to his lips. He caught me, his arms wrapping around my waist as he responded almost immediately. Wrapped in his arms, kissing him like he is my serenity, and being held by him like he will always have my back, was enough for me to get to a certain decision. I just have to figure out how I'm going to introduce Nathan as her father to Mia. One thing at a time, the words rang in my head. So, I smiled against Lucas's lips, kissing him deeply. When I invited Nathan over at my apartment to spend some time with Mia, this was not what I was expecting. Mia sits in the living room pretending to cook food for her babies. Yeah, the same naked babies which are being held by Nathan. Sing them a lullaby, Nathan, Mia instructed him disappointedly. As if the poor guy goes around making everyone's non-living baby, I hold back my laugh as I see him nod in agreement like a lost species. He looks around for a magical power to miraculously appear to help him. But when he finds nothing, he sighs. Taking a deep breath, he starts singing. I end up laughing out loud. Nathan sings like a cat stuck in a blender. Painful. Nathan stops singing and glares at me. I laugh harder. You have to make them sleep, Mia said seriously. Not make them cry. The look on her face made me crack up. She took the baby toys from him and then consoled them as if they are crying. It's okay, baby. He is just a bad singer. We can forgive him for that. What if he was a bad human? Mia asks the toys, and Nathan looks quite offended, but he is in no state to show it openly in front of Mia. I will make them sleep, Mia tells Nathan. You take care of food, she said, emptying the space for him to take over. Hesitantly, Nathan sits down on the plush seat and looks a little lost as he swirls the plastic toy spatula in the empty frying pan, mimicking Mia's previous movements. How about we order from outside tonight? Nathan asked, hopefully, still swirling the spatula in the frying pan. Mia thinks over the idea, patting the toy in her arms. Can we order ice cream? She asks, smiling sweetly. This little smart bean. Nathan frowns. Can we allow babies to have ice cream in the evening? He asks, seriously. I pour hot chocolate in one glass before putting it in the tray along with the cup of coffees before carrying it to the living room. Why not? Babies have every right to enjoy tasty food. Mia defends herself instead of explaining her questionable rules for her non-living babies. God forbid the day she will have children of her own. Nathan opens his mouth to say something, but I cut him off with my announcement. Coffee break. Wait, Ma. We are having a serious discussion, Mia says, showing me her palm to shut me up. I place the tray on the table before sitting down on the floor along with them. And I am not going to let you fool Nathan into buying you ice cream. On my words, realization dawned upon Nathan, and he finally understood that Mia is 2 times cunning than either of us. She could make him think he's in a dream where pizza is calorie-free and everyone loves his dance moves. She huffed out a breath in annoyance, leaving her so-called babies abandoned on the cold floor before picking the mug of hot chocolate between her palms and then sat down on the couch. Is she mad at me now? Nathan asked, with raised eyebrow, his eyes flickering to an annoyed Mia for a quick second before returning to me. I chuckled. No, just annoyed. You are still her friend, I assured him with a gentle smile. With no lullaby singing skills, I teased. Nathan rolled his eyes. I am a businessman. How can I have lullaby singing skills? He defended himself. I handed him the cup of coffee before taking mine. Nathan Parker doesn't know how to sing a lullaby. What do you think? Should I sell this epic treasure of a news to a magazine? He straightened up, swallowing heavily. You wouldn't dare. I wiggled my brows teasingly. Why not? I pretended to think I can use some extra cash. Yes, Ma, let's do it. Mia chirped in a mustache of hot chocolate forming over her top lip. She seems to have forgotten all about her missed chance of getting an ice cream. I laughed again when Nathan murmured, You guys are cruel. Mia jumped down from the couch, disappearing inside her room for something, leaving us alone. A different kind of silence settled between us as I took a sip of my coffee when Nathan spoke. Thank you. Huh? I looked up at him with my brows pinched together in confusion. He smiled a genuine smile, lifting the corner of his lips as he repeated with clarification, Thank you for tonight, Emily. I returned a small smile, nodding. You're welcome. A few beats of silence passed between us. Neither of us said anything, the sound of our breathing filling the silence. And just when I was preparing myself to get up, he spoke. Mia is lucky. I looked at him from the corner of my eyes, meeting his gaze. She has you. I smiled, feeling my heart swell with pride as the flashbacks of 3 years of Mia's existence flashed in my head. Actually, it's the other way round. He listens attentively. If it wasn't about her, I wouldn't have been here. His smile faded away for obvious reasons, eyes filled with guilt and regret. I am sorry, Emily. I have heard these for plenty of times from him, but unfortunately, they do nothing to heal the scar. Maybe because I was not trying before. But as Lucas said, to move forward, I have to let the previous things go. Setting the cup down on the table, he looked at me earnestly. I know I messed up. He spoke, and I felt my heart hammering against my chest. There is no justification for what I did. He leaned closer. His rich and expensive scent enveloped me. But can I ask you for a chance, Emily? He pleaded, eyes seeking mine with a hope too bright and delicate. He took my hands in his thumb drawing circles at the back of my palm. Just one chance, Emily. He whispered, his voice almost breaking. Let me be the father Mia deserves, and the man you once loved. I have no idea how I ended up here, perched on the edge of his desk as his lips moved against mine slowly and deliberately. He kissed me like he had all the time in the world to savor me. My fingers curled around the collar of his shirt, pulling him closer. The door of his office was locked, but anyone could knock. And with the way his touch drove me mad, I cannot seem to stop either. I let out a soft gasp as his fingers slipped beneath the hem of my blouse, brushing against my skin in a way that sent shivers down my spine. We shouldn't be doing this, but damn, he made me feel so good. I sighed into his mouth, feeling an electric sensation wash over me as he pulled away to take a breath before connecting his lips with the curve of my neck. We need to stop doing this, he whispered, though there was no conviction in his voice. I rolled my eyes breathless as he gently nibbled on my flesh, making me clutch his shoulders for support. Then stop pulling me onto your desk every time I walks in, I said. He chuckled, his warm breath fanning my skin as his fingers still rested on my waist. Not my fault you look so damn tempting. Not my fault you are obsessed with me, I shot back, smirking. I felt him smirking against my skin as he agreed. Damn, yeah, I am. And he sucked onto my flesh, making my bite my lower lip to suppress the sounds of pleasure which threatened to escape my lips. His hands trailed lower from my waist, taking his time while his lips assaulted my skin. My breath hitched in my throat when I felt his hands brushing against the hem of my skirt. Gently, he parted my thighs to step in between my legs, while his other hand cupped the nape of my neck to keep me still as his lips moved lower to my collarbone, driving me to the brink of madness. I am in the office, a place where I should be working, completing files and taking care of my boss's needs. Yet here I am. You are taking care of you boss's needs, though. He mumbled against my skin, followed with a melodious laugh. My eyes widened in surprise. How? He chuckled, placing a soft, tender kiss on the hollow of my throat before pulling away to meet my eyes. You said that out loud. Heat crawled up to my neck as I wished to be swallowed by the earth due to embarrassment. I looked away from his eyes, but he griped my chin gently between his thumb and index finger, forcing me to look at him. His eyes were soft and gentle, filled with an intensity which made my heart race ever faster. A breathtaking smile curled at his lips as he grazed my bottom lips with his thumb lightly. You look beautiful when you are flustered, he admitted, his voice low and genuine. I couldn't stop the blush from creeping up my neck, my body betraying me. He leaned down, capturing my lips again in a slow, searing kiss, but before he could deepen the kiss, a knock appeared on the door. I pulled away from him quickly, jumping down from the table. I smoothed my blouse and skirt before running my fingers through my hair to make myself loose, presentable, as he straightened his tie. I will open the door, I told him, and he nodded before rounding the desk to sit at the head chair. Forcing a smile onto my lips, I pulled the door open, and my smile fell for a quick second when I saw Nathan standing on the other side of the door, his face set in a frown as he scanned me from top to bottom. I forced a smile on my lips again. Hey, I mumbled weakly. Things have only become awkward between the two of us ever since he has asked me to give him a chance at my apartment. He forced a smile on his face, but it didn't reach his eyes. Nodding, he stepped inside. His gaze moved back and forth between me and Lucas before he released a thigh and focused on Lucas. I was thinking if we can discuss the preparations. The event is 1 week away. The fashion event they have been working on is a week away, and everyone is quite busy in these days. Nathan took the seat in front of Lucas and opened the file he brought along with him. Come on, Emily. Lucas gestured to me to join. But Kira isn't here. I reminded him. If one secretary isn't here, I am sure I am not needed either. She is bringing cupcakes, Nathan informed me. Cupcakes. I frowned. Is it her birthday? Nah, she just has a sweet tooth and extremely soft corner of hobbies. Nathan answered dryly, making me chuckle softly. Nodding, I walked over to Lucas and pulled a chair for myself. Let's start, I muttered as Nathan handed over one paper to each of us. I checked the lightnings and stage preparations, while Lucas focused on the fabric and outfits. Nathan, on the other hand, rechecked that all the models are contacted and have signed the contract for the fashion event. Kira arrived shortly. Who wants a cupcake? And a cavity? Nathan mimicked her voice, making her roll her eyes as she plopped down in the seat next to Nathan before placing down the box of cupcakes on the table. May I have one? Lucas asked hesitantly. Kira grinned. Ah, of course, she said quickly, putting 2 cupcakes in the paper plate before handing it over to him. I would like one too, I said sheepishly. Kira was quick to hand me 2 cupcakes on another paper plate. She lifted the next one for her own when Nathan muttered, "What about me? Cavity, remember?" She threw his words back at him, and I couldn't help the smile which pulled onto my lips. Nathan cleared his throat, looking at the cupcakes like a starved man. "One cupcake is harmless." Kira rolled her eyes before giving him one too. The 4 of us enjoyed cupcakes before continuing with the checking of preparations. By the time we were finished working, it was already dark outside. Sauntering to my desk, I quickly gathered my stuff to leave. Waving bye to Lucas, I made my way to the elevator just as it was going to close. Nathan stepped in. I stepped aside, giving him space as the doors of the elevator closed, tapping us between these steel walls with a tense silence lingering between us. A few beats of silence passed between us, but my eyes widened in surprise when he blurted out, "Go on a date with me."